A very good afternoon to all of you here. I'm going to begin today by asking you all a simple question. Does a deer run faster than a tiger? Most of us guess no, don't we? But the truth is, a deer, a ruminant animal, does run faster than a tiger. In fact, a deer can run almost twice as fast as a tiger. Yet, every time on a hunt, who wins? Isn't it the tiger? Isn't it the tiger who always catches his prey? Isn't it the tiger who always succeeds? But why? Why does the tiger always win even though the deer is so much faster? Why can the deer never escape? Well, the answer to that is simply these 4 letters. F-E-A-R. Fear. You see, every time the deer runs, it turns back, looking at the tiger in fear. And every time the deer turns back in fear, the tiger jumps 1 step in front. The deer is so afraid that it can't help but turn back and look how far behind the tiger is. But what the deer fails to realize is that every time the deer lets fear turn its head around, it is forced to slow down. And this ultimately causes it to lose its life and ultimately allows the tiger win. In reality, the deer is just like us, and the tiger is like the hurdles that we constantly face. Just like the deer, we too have been afraid many times in many instances in our lives. I still remember the first time I was scared. It was my first day of school. I remember gripping tightly onto my mother's palms, refusing to let go, with tears trickling down my cheeks. I was scared. I was scared of that sudden new change. 15 years later, I can feel that same fear daunting me again, for I realize that I have to soon walk on my own 2 feet. I feel scared at times. I'm afraid my training wheels will be removed off my bike. I'm scared I will run into something. I'm scared of this coming new change. Ladies and gentlemen, even today, now, as I speak before all of you here, my toes are tingling with excitement, but my shoes, they're trembling with fear. My voice, trying to catch that confidence just so it can sound loud and strong, is in fact shivering inside. For it's scared. For I'm scared. I'm scared I'll use the wrong words. I'm scared I'll stammer. I'm scared that fear will stop me, silence me. The simple word scared sometimes gets locked into the walls of our minds. No matter what turn we take, it always seems to be there. It constantly resonates through our minds. Soon, as the days pass by, this fear seems to lock us in and turn us the wrong way around. Fear is something that's always around us. It's always accompanied us. Think about it. Think about the times you were afraid. Was it on your first visit to the doctor? Or was it on your first interview? Was it filled in that adrenaline rush as you stood behind the start line of your first race? Or was it in fact during all of these? Fear was always there, wasn't it? It was there in our days at school, and it is there amidst our days in COVID. Fear seems to be in every situation, so much that it seems impossible to get rid of, doesn't it? But what if you didn't need to get rid of this fear? What if instead of constantly trying to get rid of this fear, you try to channel it? We try to channel it in the right direction. You see, if the deer didn't let fear turn it the wrong way around, if the deer turned the fear into a reminder that turning around will only cause it to fall victim to the hungry, angry tiger, the deer would probably still be alive, now wouldn't it? Similarly, instead of letting the fear of this pandemic frighten us, what if we let it be a reminder? A reminder that we aren't bigger than nature. A reminder of the wonders we might lose if we continue our way. A reminder of the change that we must work to bring for a better future. Now the fear doesn't seem so scary anymore, does it? You see, fear in our lives is like the friction on our car drives. We've always seen friction as a stopping force, for too much friction can leave our car motionless. But think about it. Isn't friction equally a driving force? Now imagine driving a car on a road with absolutely no friction. Wouldn't your car just slide away? Slide away in the wrong direction? So in reality, friction isn't completely the stopping force. We don't need to completely get rid of it. Instead, we must simply ensure we have the right amount of it and channel it so that this friction can become that driving force that channels us in the right direction. In the same way, I believe that fear can be both the stopping force and the driving force. Too much fear can destroy our strength, leaving us motionless. But too little fear will simply drive us in the wrong direction. See, the world around us is changing day by day in many ways we could have never imagined. Build to last may have been a popular mantra then, but build to adapt is the mantra that will lead us to success now. We need to learn to adapt, cope with the changes around us. And if these changes bring fear, then we must learn to prevent this fear from stopping us. We must learn to channel this fear. We must be the master of this fear and turn it into the force that will only drive us forward. Then this fear will no longer be the harm that scares us, but it will be the reminder to better us. So ladies and gentlemen, today, as I speak before all of you here, I no longer see the fear of this pandemic as a threat. I no longer feel this fear will lead to alarming times. And I no longer think that this fear will destroy us. For I believe when channelized in the right direction, this fear can be that reminder, that driving force that only pushes us to make better our today, tomorrow, and every day after. Thank you.